Am I the first black girl you dated?
You're the one that's stuck.
Oh, all right. Well, flip my hair to that one.
Yeah.
Dynamite. Dynamite! Just in my mind right now.
Hi, I'm Steve. I'm a boomer. I was born in 1961. And would you believe it that back then, interracial marriage was illegal in some states, like Virginia?
Yeah, and I'm Chris, and I'm Gen X. I was born in 1973, and the interracial marriage question was done and dusted because the landmark decision, Loving versus the state of Virginia, had been completely settled.
Progress.
Definitely progress. So, you guys, we wanted to do this video today to address the elephant in the room. Yes, we are an interracial couple. Steven, did you know I'm
Huh.
black? Are you aware?
She's waited to the third date. Yes, I know
Great.
you're black.
You do?
I
Your
do.
glasses work?
Yeah. My ears work. My hands work.
Make sure that you guys stay to the end because we have a very important message that I think all generations need to hear,
Yeah,
right?
and it's not about interracial, it's about things that affect us now.
We kind of wanted to discuss how interracial relationships was when we were growing up versus now. It
Huh.
certainly is a lot easier, right?
It sure is. Growing up, I didn't really live around a lot of black women, so there really wasn't a choice. I think black women are beautiful, and
You
yet
do.
I do. One black woman is the most beautiful, fairest of them all in this book and in this mirror. I'd kiss you.
But was it something that you thought about growing up? Like when you were just growing up in New York State and it was the late 60s going into the 70s, did you ever in your mind think, I might marry a black woman one day?
Interesting, and this brings, Chris, the idea of what difference between men and women, not just difference in color of our skin, but like as a young man, young boy, I wasn't thinking, oh, the woman I marry, the princess that I find, and it was never a thought that I had that it should be this or that or the other thing.
Well, I gotta tell you, I'm gonna
Yeah.
be honest with you. Even though I was born after that landmark decision,
Hmm.
I have to be honest and say that I didn't really think that one day that I would have one, let alone two white husbands one day. Like if you would have
Not
told me,
simultaneously. Just,
yeah, not
can we clarify?
simultaneously. That's right. So you
One
guys,
and done.
that this is the second time we ain't getting divorced after
Yeah,
this.
25, 20 years, 25 years.
Yes.
We're stickers.
Yes, we definitely do stick. Now, I want to say this too, that as a Gen Xer in high school, a lot of the guys
Yeah.
were dating interracially.
Mm.
And we really, I think that the girls in my community were upset about it, but the guys just kind of did it anyway. The girls just didn't do it.
Gross.
You got married in 1989, right?
Yeah, 28 years old.
28 years old. Let me ask you this question. If in 1988, when you were dating me
Yeah,
and you brought me home, and if I was like of marriage
yeah.
age back then, what do you think would have happened?
Yeah, well, I think, to the point of the discussion, I think my ma would have preferred me bring home a white girl. My dad would have been fine. I still would have married you. But the fact that, we're all a product of the time and place we're born, we're imprinted by our society, our friends, and our parents.
Do you want to tell them real quick how we met?
We are a Bumble success story.
Yeah. I don't think we would have met otherwise if it weren't for online dating.
And it's always struck me because, we're only 45 minutes apart right now. And to have found each other, are we, how are we going to find each other? And especially now, post COVID.
Right. And so I didn't pick you because I thought you were handsome, not just because I thought you were handsome. You know what it was?
Mm.
It was that sonorous voice.
And a wonderful thing about relationships is we learn more about ourselves.
We've got like this radio DJ voice that just is so yummy, yummy, yummy to me.
Mhm.
You know, the funny thing is that I just said to you that in 1988, I don't think that I would have had the guts to have
Yeah.
married you, even though you said that you would. I think it could be a guy thing. But fast forward to 2002, I got married and he was white.
It's true. And then you even went further, not only allowing a white relationship, but then you became an advocate, didn't you? Tell them about
Yeah, yeah. So
why you
fast
have a Wiki
forward to
page.
2012, and I am the co-author of Swirling How to Date, Mate, and Relate, Mixing Race, Culture, and Creed. And it was a book about interracial dating from a Black woman's
It's good.
perspective. And the reason why I did it was because, like I told you, the guys seem to just have it figured out. I feel like, I don't know, maybe we can explore the whole sex thing or male
Yeah.
versus female thing, but the men were just like, we're going to do what we're going to do, but the women were a little bit more reserved. And a lot of my friends, once I got married, they were asking me, how did you do that?
Break out of the mold, break out of the imprinting, do what follow your heart,
Yeah.
despite that.
And I think that the reason why women are more hesitant is because
Mm,
we're more relational and we care more about what other people around us who we care about think. And there's social consequences, I think, more so for women to make these kind of brave choices because society says you're a man, you can kind of just chart your own course and do what you want to do. But I have to say this, since the book
say
came out in 2012, there was a Pew Research study that came out just 3 years later that said that the interracial marriage rate for Black women, which was at 9%, went up to 12%. So
33%, that is. Heck
33%.
of math.
That's really huge. And that was 10 years ago in 2015. It's now 2025. I think that like younger generations,
Mm,
they've always had this exist. So millennials, Generation Z, Generation Alpha, you guys have all seen interracial relationships. It's not really a thing, but older generations, we saw like the before and after, and there's still some remnants of that. So can you go outside and throw a rock and not see, like go to a public place and not see a Black woman with someone of another race?
yeah,
I see it almost every time. How about you?
it's true. Yeah. And it's interesting. So going out as a white guy with my Black girlfriend, yes, can sense a smattering of like, oh, that is not the typical or whatnot. These are just the adjustment period as we progress as a species. It is such a delight to date interracially. And from my experience, my perspective, that it expands instead of like, oh, we're all from the same neighborhood, we all have the same everything. And that's easier and beneficial because it's familiar. But I'll tell you, we have a lot of similarity, but then we also add all these other
Yeah.
things to each other. It is just a delight.
This is not to make it all like fluffy. I think that
Yeah.
there are some challenges that go with being in an interracial relationship, especially coming from two divergent cultures. But we've made it work. Like, I just
Like a top.
totally love you.
I love you back. So here's the thing, relationships gonna have challenges. Like to think that, oh, the person I'm in a relationship is gonna solve all my problems. When I just find her or him, everything gets perfect. That's incomplete thinking because life still happens. And like they say, wherever you go,
There
there
you
you are.
are.
So I bring me and all my stuff and the history. And the point of our relationship, what I loved about it is we end up healing and growing each other, to use words, but we help each other see like we have sonorous voices or a cute giggle. I feel we're soulmates.
I do too.
Yeah.
I really do. There seems to be an effort
Hmm.
to try and divide people.
Right?
And it's not necessarily based just solely on race. It's like race, gender, size, sexual preferences, and
Political party.
political parties. Everybody is in their little factions, and we've got this thing called identity politics. And we're supposed to be proud of
Yeah.
who we are. And I think that was initially the effort, but I'm kind of feeling like there's something more nefarious going
It's
on.
true. And most issues are not just, excuse the pun intended, black and white. They are complex, or said more, I think, accurately, they're a cluster of issues.
We embrace our identity, we're proud of who we are, but that doesn't mean that we have to look at the other group and see them as an oppressor or an
Adversarial.
enemy.
And you know what's fabulous, fantastic, and interesting is this goes back to Julius Caesar, this nefarious.
What do you mean? What
Well,
goes back to
well,
Julius
there's this
Caesar?
concept that goes back to Caesar. He spoke and said, we divide the people, get them fighting with each other. They're easier to rule. Any message that keeps us from connecting with people is suspect.
Absolutely.
We're all the same species.
We are the same, but I think it's okay to acknowledge that there's things that's different. Like I tie my hair up at night.
Yeah. And a turban of some. What is this? I didn't know.
Bonnets. He's trying to figure that out. Like we have our differences,
Yes.
and we just, but to have our differences be weaponized, and
That's
that's the thing that I think is of concern. Don't allow for our society, for politicians, for the culture to influence your emotions to the point where your identity or what people say your identity is, because now they're putting us in all these different categories. Don't allow for that to be the dominant factor for why you make decisions. And don't let it be the reason why you don't want to connect with someone.
Yeah. And mostly where it hits for me is we're suffering as a result of it personally. The anxiety, the uncertainty. These are very uncertain times. And this is the time to have our wits about us, don't you think?
Absolutely, absolutely. And now is not the time to reverse over half a century of progress.
Yeah.
Love is still love,
Mm-hmm.
no matter
Yep.
what package it comes in. What's interracial marriage and interracial relationships? What's your gauge on it? Is it something that you think about? Do you feel like that there's this increasing effort to try to separate people? Are you as concerned as we are, or is this a nothing burger? We would love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section. So you know what else happened in the 60s?
What big era? What?
Was the first interracial kiss on Star Trek, Captain Kirk.
William Shatner. Shout out, Captain.
But I'm not afraid.
How about we kiss right now?
Is it allowed?
It'll be the first kiss on Boomers and Xers.
Wah wah wee wah. Mm.